Hey everybody, what's up? We are back with more Slay the Princess. If you tuned into the last episode, like the end of the last episode, you'll realize I lied to you, and that we are not even close to done with this game, as there are something like 97 achievements when I was thinking there were going to be like 30. To be fair, I didn't check before I started playing, but I kind of just assumed this was going to be a 3-ending type game, but it's not. It is definitely not. I played 2 or 3 endings, not endings, 2 or 3 deaths, cycles, and then I realized I was making a terrible mistake and I need to be playing this on the channel because it's awesome. I got a couple really cool endings on my own. I'm not gonna get all those for you, but we are gonna get one. We're gonna get one of those endings, and I hopefully can get it first try, because I've done it before. Anyway, we're gonna go for killing the big god entity at the end of the game, Hands God, that takes our girl away from us into the void. We're gonna try to kill it. I think this game will give me answers the more endings I get, because the achievement on the good ending, quote unquote the good ending, said the good ending doesn't count, which means answers must be somewhere else. So, in order to kill God entity at the end of the game, we're gonna go for murderous endings, where we don't love the princess. That's what we're going for. I feel like I've been really nice to the princess, and we're not actually slaying her like we're supposed to. So we're gonna try to do the slay her ending. So I'm gonna get to the ending that I want to show you guys and start this whole round out with, and then we'll proceed from there. This should be the only ending we're getting that I've seen without you, but it's so fucking cool that I have to show you guys this one. So I'll see you when I get there. Okay, we are at the ending start position that I was talking about. We've been here before, but we got that chain wrapped around our neck last time. So I'm gonna do this the exact same way that I did the first time, which I'm gonna sit with her, and then she stops me.
The princess.
There's fine.
And then we've seen this, but now I'm gonna try to sit closer, and then she gets hostilic.
Do you think this is a game? Do you think these chains take away my say in things?
As you move towards the princess, she stands, her chains clinking as she wraps them around her fists. In an instant, they're around your neck.
It's so baller that she just gets up and is like, I'll fucking take you on, bitch.
Her body against yours as you struggle uselessly. The metal chains constrict around your windpipe as the princess heaves with a muscled intensity.
Drop the knife or you die.
Fair enough.
What is she doing? We weren't trying to attack her. I can see where she might have gotten the wrong idea. She doesn't have much agency here. Would we have trusted her if the roles were reversed?
I don't know, she's the one that killed me last time.
How about we think about the nuances of interpersonal relationships when we're not being strangled?
Agreed.
How many times did I warn you she's not to be trusted? But while strangulation can be very distracting, she's not armed, and you have your pristine blade. End her before she ends you.
No thank you. Drop the blade.
As your weapon falls pathetically to the floor, the princess releases you from her stranglehold, shoving you away with a swift kick. Your hands test the bruised flesh of your neck as you regain your senses, watching with a dazed expression as the princess snatches up the blade.
That wasn't so hard, was it?
So this is where I get confused with this ending, because I don't know what she's thinking right here, because she just strangled me and killed me in the previous life, so I don't know why she thinks I would take her with me after this.
She pulls up her hair, smiling slightly, as she raises the blade to her throat.
But she does cut off her head.
You can stay right where you are for this next part.
Alright.
What is she doing? She doesn't say another word as she cuts into her own neck. No.
Watch.
Her eyes stare forward, unblinking, as she saws through skin, veins, cartilage. At last she reaches bone, the blade grinding.
I can't believe she can do this all consciously.
As it continues to slice its way through.
Typically, I feel like you die at the not even halfway point.
I'll be damned. She's actually doing your job for you. Why would she do that?
Yeah, why would she possibly do that?
Huh. So that's her play. Killing herself? She isn't dead yet. Finally, you hear a snap.
There you go.
Her eye twitches. There's an uneasy silence. She remains motionless for a long moment, her twitching eye the only movement in the room, until at last it stops in an unsettling half-wink.
Jesus.
Her head twists slowly to the side, flopping to her shoulder, and her neck opens. The remaining tissue is not enough to hold the weight of her severed head. It stretches and tears until finally it falls to the floor, completely free. It bounces a few times before rolling to a stop at your feet.
Thank you.
Oh no, what did we do? Can we put it back? Please tell me we can put it back.
How would you like to put it back? What super glue do you have, my guy?
The princess's eyes stare up at you. Dead. Congratulations. You saved the world.
Thanks, I didn't have to do much killing myself, so it was pretty good.
I hate this. Can we just get out of here now, please?
For sure.
Of course, the princess is slain and the world is saved. Whenever you're ready, you can proceed to your reward.
To my reward.
We should take her with us, don't you think?
Nah.
What? No, you shouldn't do that.
Maybe
Why
next
would you
time.
do that? I can think of lots of reasons. A trophy, proof of our victory. Hell, we could even give her a proper burial. She did save the world, right?
Right.
You don't need proof, you don't need a trophy, and she doesn't deserve a burial. Just leave.
So I know what happens if you take the head, but in this specific ending, I
Even
don't take
after
the
all
head.
that,
So
you're
we're
still
not taking the head.
satisfied, are you? Something is still motivating you to keep things the way you want them. I'm just eager to put this all behind us and give you your reward. Stop reading into things. The danger has passed. You can relax.
Yeah,
I'm
turn
just
around and
keeping
walk out the
myself
door.
Sharp. I'm not so eager to put my guard down. I am. I'm on team let's put this all behind us, so can we leave already?
I'm trying. Y'all won't stop talking. Leave the basement and claim your reward.
Fine. But if we're leaving, then we're taking the blade. I feel exposed without it.
I agree. We should take the blade. Blade, blade,
With
blade.
your work done, you remove the blade from the princess's corpse and make your way back upstairs, closing the door to the basement behind you. You can think of it as sealing yourself off from an unpleasant chapter of your life. It's all uphill from here.
I wish.
The windows. Do you see that? We used to be able to see the outside world from up here, but now it's just
Empty.
empty.
The whole foyer has changed.
The door. Check the door.
Open the door, accept your reward, and it
You open the cabin door,
sucks.
ready to return to a world saved from certain doom. Only a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of some place far away.
Someplace far away, probably in a yarn, deep in the middle of a yarn.
You don't have to act surprised. We could see this vast emptiness through the windows.
It really does look like I'm just stuck in the middle of a yarn, like a big roll of it.
But if everything's gone, does that mean we're not gonna get our reward?
Oh, ho, ho, my dear hero, you will be highly disappointed to realize this is the reward.
This is your reward. An eternity of bliss.
An
if you
eternity
have
of
it.
bullshit.
And I suggest that you have it.
No, the fuck?
Okay. This is what's best for everyone. Trust me.
Or is it just best for you?
Like hell it is.
That's bullshit.
What's done is done. And there's no going back now.
You didn't think there was a me to do things.
Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days, or months, or years, or even decades. It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier.
No, I'm actually not happy.
Decades? No, it can't be decades. We can't go along with this.
You say
We
you're
can't let
describing
him
what's
win.
happening as the narrator, but you're not, because if you were, you would say, you are very unhappy and bored as shit. Let's see, I don't know, I'm pretty happy. Nope.
You
We're gonna die.
goddamn spiteful bastard. Are you really going to turn down immortality itself just to make me lose?
Immortality itself is boring as fuck when I'm stuck in a casing of yarn.
Why should it matter if we die at this point? Haven't you already gotten what you want? I don't have to answer that.
Ha!
That's all we needed to hear. You raise the blade, then drive it into your heart. You collapse to the floor, everything goes dark, and you die. You're a genocidal maniac, you know that, right?
And you're a manipulative fuck.
Yeah, we'll see about that. You're on a path
in the woods. See,
Does this look like
that
woods to
wasn't
you?
so bad. And now we've got another chance to get to the bottom of things. Bit by bit, we're starting to unravel this place.
Bit by tiny little bit.
There are so many more threads to pull once
son
you
of a
stop
bitch, this guy.
feeling. That's a little dark, buddy. You feeling okay?
Nah, part of us has definitely lost some hope here.
I'm feeling nothing. And I like that just fine.
I personally think that the princess has a voice of the cold just 24/7 on these specific runs.
He's not wrong. Sentimentality won't help us here. We need scientific rigor.
I don't know if science has a lot to do with this
So you've
situation.
been here before. Of course you've been here before. What count is it this time? 2? It's our 3rd. What gave it away? Your open discussions.
And the fact that we're blatantly ignoring you?
You
100.
came around on that awful fast. Have you just been pretending to forget every time? I'm afraid not. Whatever other versions of me you've met in those other lifetimes were just that. Other versions of me. I just wish I'd been the first. So you knew how all this worked. Why didn't you ever tell us? We could have used it to our advantage.
I don't
That's
understand
because
the
there is no
narrator when
using
he's
it
like,
to your
there isn't an
advantage.
advantage,
The more
which makes me
information
think
you
there
have,
isn't a good
the harder it will be
actual
for you
ending.
to succeed.
It's already hard for me to succeed. Every time I kill her, I die anyway.
You say that, but we didn't have to do anything last time. She slew herself. It was nauseating. Yes. She cut off her head, and now she's dead. And I doubt she'll be able to do much of anything from the grave. She cut off her head? Her head? Without you doing anything?
Yeah, turns out I was just that annoying.
Yes. Then why, pray tell, are you here?
I killed myself.
Oh, I know that one. We killed ourselves. Why?
Because
Because
you
thought
suck.
trying to stuff us away in a corner for eternity was a suitable reward. Was it not? What better reward is there than eternal bliss? You should have been happy. We weren't.
Nope.
We were bored.
Border than shit on, like, honestly, if you had at least given me the open forest, I would have had something to work with. At least an open forest is something to work with, but no. You gave me the inside catacombs of a ball of yarn, and then was like, this is it. This is the best thing I've ever seen in my whole life. No food, no water, no trees. It's great for you.
You were bored. I was just unhappy.
And then we second this part where we were just unhappy and you directly lied about our emotions.
There were still answers that we needed to find.
This is a low-key also thing.
It was actually working. And you killed yourself. I can't believe it. You ruined everything.
Then why am I the one that needs to save the world?
How does us dying ruin everything? What aren't you telling us? The world doesn't stay saved if you die.
But why?
And if the world isn't saved, then that means she isn't dead. Oh, now isn't that interesting? I assumed she'd just be a pile of old bones. But perhaps she's not. There's only one way to find out. We should go see her.
And see her we shall. Yeah.
Yes, things are different, aren't they? If this isn't the same path in the woods you're used to, that means that her influence is already spreading and you're running out of time. Her influence? What's that supposed to mean? It means exactly what I said. Don't overthink it, or you run the risk of making your task so much more difficult than it has to be.
He acts like the task isn't already difficult.
And what is that supposed to mean? Forget I said anything. I've probably already made things worse, and I need to stop talking about this now before I definitely make things worse. Oh, come on, tell us your secrets. Haven't we been through enough? Don't we deserve to know? No.
Well, fuck you too.
Is there a reason it would be raining? If there is, it doesn't matter. If a bit of rain is the best her influence can conjure, then we have nothing to worry about. A drenched corpse is still a corpse.
Damn me.
As soon as you enter the cabin, you're struck by an overwhelming scent of decay.
You know what
of
she
mold
reminds
and
me
death
of?
and
Castle
stagnant
Canehurst,
water.
all those
The once
ghost ladies
stately
that try to
wooden building
stab
is
you.
bloated, its beams dripping with a black ooze of putrefaction, all but the exterior stone walls warped beyond recognition. It must have been beautiful once, but in its ruin, it is beyond repulsive.
Yeah, it's a gross waterlogged building,
you can
alright?
feel something watching you. There is a figure faintly outlined against the rotting wood of the wall. Is that her?
It can only be her, right?
It's like she isn't even there. See? We killed her.
I mean, I don't think we did it, but she did kill herself.
Right. Maybe she doesn't reset like us. She certainly doesn't look the same as she did last time. Before you can make a move, the figure is gone, vanishing behind the door on the far side of the room. The door at the end of the room? But there isn't a door. There's a mirror, that's it. The mirror? Is this some kind of joke? Did you all plan this out before dying? There is no mirror. There's the door to the basement, the table, and the pristine blade.
I do wonder why he can't see the mirror.
Strange. There's supposed to be a pristine blade. Why isn't there a pristine blade? Maybe it's gone because she already killed herself with it.
Damn. I mean, technically she's dead in the last one. I think it's interesting that even though she beheaded herself, the blade was situated what looked like to be in her chest.
But we had it with us when we died. And besides, everything else has reset. Why wouldn't the blade have reset too? Maybe it's because we've already explored that avenue. We've seen what happens when we slay her. Maybe this place has decided we don't need to try that again. I suppose it doesn't matter why the blade is gone, but you're going to have to find it if you're going to do this right. So why don't you march over to that door and make your way down to the basement?
Why don't you march your ass over here and let me hit you?
You make your...
Clean that shit off.
Reach
There we
forward
go.
and place your hand on the door to the basement. The handle is just a little to your right. Yeah, we can see it now. So much for our reflection. We didn't need to see ourselves anyway. I'm much more interested in seeing other things. No way left to go but down. The door to the basement groans open. The air is foul and wet, so thick that you can almost feel it settle onto your skin in layers of grime. The stairs are coated with slimy algae, the wood rotted through in places, reeking of fetid
I like
vegetation.
that. I say algae myself. Algae.
A wispy figure watches you from the bottom of the stairs, face veiled in shadows, legs submerged up to her shins in dark waters.
Yup.
There she is again. Barely. She's just an old memory. Your eyes lock for a brief moment, then she vanishes around the corner.
Okay, so I didn't say anything the first time this happened, but I kind of want to say something this time. I'm trying to one-for-one it, but I kind of want to say something, like, is anyone there?
You receive no response.
Okay, that's what I assumed would happen. I didn't say anything last time, and then later it says something, but I just wanted to check and see.
Do you think she's upset with us? I don't like being here unarmed after what happened last time. I feel so exposed.
I do think it's ridiculous that she is upset.
There. I'm not sure she's even capable of being upset.
Oh, you'd be wrong.
You aren't helping. Are you scared of a little ghost? What's she going to do? Look at us until we feel bad? She can
Fuck,
look
dude.
all she wants. It won't do anything.
She can do a lot more than that.
As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A bloated body floating face down in slowly rising waters. Her wrist still bound to the wall by a heavy chain. This cell is a dark and isolated place, with not so much as a window to allow starlight to penetrate the gloom.
Oof, this must have been the worst basement.
See? She's dead. She's not just dead. It looks like she's been rotting. So killing her does stick. Mostly. But if she's dead, then what are we supposed to do?
So I guess if we kill her in a previous chapter, in one of these sequences? Ugh, sorry, I couldn't say that. Then when we go into the next chapter, like chapter 2 or 3, the game has to find a way to kill her itself, and then she holds us blame for that, which I think is bullshit, because I tried to save her, and then the narrator took over my body, and then I just tried to get close to her, and then she chopped off her head without telling me shit. So I'm not sure why she's mad at me.
She isn't.
But she is.
You clearly just believe she is.
Why the fuck wouldn't you believe she is?
The corpse is floating right in front of us. You can stop it with the mind games.
If she's dead, then do we even have to do anything? How can she be a threat to the world like this?
Your thoughts are cut short by the sound of a slamming door and a clicking lock. You turn to see the shade of the princess staring down at you from the top of the stairs.
I don't know what this narrator thought we could do
that's
against
where the
a
blade
ghost.
is. It's already in her heart. And yet she isn't dead. She is dead. Have you never heard of a ghost before?
Oh, for the love of... Can we not waste time arguing over the semantics of what is and isn't dead? She is clearly conscious. She clearly just slammed the door on you, and she clearly has a weapon. Your pristine blade sticking out of her chest. This is extremely bad. Catastrophic, even.
Yeah, but, like, are you really gonna just be like, yeah, she's clearly conscious. She's clearly conscious with her consciousness here and her body over there. I'm not too sure why we're not touching on it, but you just decide that this shit's not important.
Yeah, dead or not, what are we supposed to do about her?
That's
Slaying
where
or
it comes into play. I can't
destroying,
kill her
you
if
want
she's
to be a little
dead.
more death neutral. Seems off the table.
Yeah, this is tricky. But let's talk to her. See what kind of information she has that we don't.
But she hasn't said anything. Are you sure she can talk like this?
Bold of you to come back here after what you did.
What I did. This is where I got confused when I did this by myself. She's like, after what you did. I'm like, what I did? Ho, you killed yourself. I didn't do shit.
You were supposed to take me with you. Didn't I ask you for help? This isn't help.
You asked me for help, but you killed me in the first iteration, and you didn't ask me really for help in the second. You literally said, hey, sit down and talk with me before you stab that in my chest. Didn't ask me for help. Let me out of here. Are you trying to kill me? What's wrong with you? I don't want this. I didn't even kill you. You killed yourself. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you, lady. That's true.
But she doesn't answer your question. All she does is watch you in shadowed silence.
Of course you do.
Trickling sound. The water's rising, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
It is, and it's rising fast. Oh, that's interesting. We've never drowned before. I wonder how it'll feel.
Pretty awful. It's my non-preferred way of death.
I bet.
I don't think dying ever feels good.
Yes, how astute. Dying is bad and you should avoid it. How about you stop trying to talk to her and do something instead?
I am trying to do something. So last time, rushed for the door. Should I just keep asking her stuff? If I say I'm going to drown, she just goes, yes, you are. So I'm not gonna do that one. I feel like let me out, are you trying to kill me? That question's pretty obvious. Of course she's trying to kill me. Oof, I feel like even if I say please, I'm begging you, but let's try it. Nah, you don't get to call me pathetic. Absolutely not. I will die a different way. Rush for the door.
The princess eyes you with a disaffected gaze as you rush up the stairs, but you don't make it past the first few steps. The door bursts open, a powerful wave of water crashing down towards you. You're swept up in the flood. Your head slams into the basement wall. You come to a moment later, suspended in darkness, disorientated, only aware of the surface of the water and the emptiness above. And of course, the princess, hovering above you, watching in silence as you struggle to stay afloat in the icy depths. There's no way out. It's so dark and cold, I think our limbs are slowing down. How much longer can we do this?
Not too much longer. Hypothermia will set in.
Just keep breathing, we'll figure this out.
Or we won't. It doesn't matter either way.
Gosh, she's so cool up there.
But you don't have time to figure anything out. Something cold and clammy wraps around your ankle. You're dragged under, only able to take one last hopeful gulp of air before your head is plunged into the freezing depths.
Turns
As you
out
sink below the surface,
she ain't very dead.
Or rather, you see her, The body you found floating when you first arrived, its hand is locked around your ankle. The heavy chains pulling you
Man, it
both
took a
down
second
into
for the
unfeeling,
subtitles to pop up.
suffocating nothingness. Just get it away from us, please.
Not possible.
The past is the past. There's no changing it. There's nothing to fix. And there's not a lot we can do about the present either. Not unless we think, like we should have been doing all along. But there is no thinking as you drown. You desperately try to pull yourself back to the surface again, and again, and again. Your icy limbs flailing desperately against the grip of her rotting corpse. And all the while her ghastly figure stares down at you, expressionless, as unfeeling as the weight around your ankle.
Your lungs filled with water, the same way mine filled with blood. In the end, we're not so different.
I like that she's like, mine filled with blood, and that's all your fault, even though I chopped off my own fucking head. Alright, get eaten by some arms, bitch. I'll see you later. But your lungs don't fill. And both she and her bones are gone. Both she and her bones are gone. Okay. Something has taken them away, and it's left something else in their place.
She's gone.
Ignore. Gaze. It's you. Okay.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
Very fragile. So fragile that they don't actually exist. They're ethereal. Okay, so a lot of this we've seen. I'm just gonna say... Do we know each other?
You are from...
And then... So if I try to destroy my own body, it won't let me. So I'm gonna show you that right now. You raised your will to end your life, but as it buries into the space your body should be, you feel nothing at all. One of the many hands in front of you reaches forward and gently touches the side of your face.
There's nowhere for you to be but here.
I feel like I've harassed the arms enough in my free time from all this. It doesn't give me the information I want or the information that's really helpful to me because the arms talk in like riddles half the time. So I'm not gonna bother with any of this shit. Now, we should be getting into ones that I haven't done before, so unless it's something we haven't seen, I won't be showing you, because it's gonna be a lot of me running through endings that I've done before, trying to get opposite ones. I do have an ending in mind. I've gotten one part of the ending, but there's obviously a bad section there, and I want to go back and do that. In fact, I think there might be 2 bad sections to that one, honestly, because you can do like the ultimate betrayal there if I really wanted to, but I'm not going to yet? Maybe. I don't know. I'm gonna try my best to get there, and I'll see you when I get there. Okay, so I am now at the part where I believe the deciding factor happens. When I come down here with no knife, and then I lie to the princess when I come down and say I'm going to save her. If you say you're going to save her when you get to this part, you will not have a slay option. Now, the door has been locked and she's biting off her arm. The knife has been dropped from the ceiling by Narrator God, even though he says he can't do shit. So I'm now going to slay the princess.
Without hesitation, you bring the blade down and plunge it into the princess's back. Finally, the wound drives her to the ground. Okay, there's no going back now. I'm with you to the end.
Thank you.
You bastard. Were you lying to me this whole time?
In this iteration, yes, but in the first iteration where I did this, no. See, I was going for a thing the first time where I was like, no, see, I saw you starting to bite off your arm and it freaked me out. I do gain her trust later. That's the good ending, is if you regain her trust, but we're just gonna keep not regaining her trust and we're just gonna go for the murder.
The princess pushes away from you, the motion ripping the blade from her back. Wounded, but still alive, she crouches on all fours in the corner of the room and meets your eyes with the ferocity of a cornered predator.
Perfection. We are exactly where we need to be.
You've made a terrible enemy, and there's nothing in the world that can possibly save you from me.
Facts.
I thought we had the upper hand, but it's as if she's barely even threatened by us. It's an act. She's wounded and unarmed. There's nothing she can do to hurt you.
She's got some pretty gnarly teeth. I don't know if you noticed that, Mr. Narrator.
I'm not so sure. Don't waver now. As you ready your blade to deliver a lethal
And now
blow,
she's part
she
cat.
lunges at your legs with the same animal ferocity she used to tear at her arm. Your knife cuts into her again and again as you're tackled to the ground, your body racked with pain as she rips into you with tooth and claw.
Can you imagine going up to a chained princess and you have a knife?
Forget about trying to rescue her. This is about survival now. Give her everything you've got.
And with that knife, you can't even kill her. Like, she just pops out some claws and some teeth, and now you're going toe-to-toe with a giant cat.
Though your nerves are seizing with pain, you know you've done your fair share of damage as well, your blade having left deep gashes in the princess's back.
Like, this knife sucks ass if she can beat our ass while we have a knife.
You seize a moment of hesitation to throw her off of you and shakily push yourself back to your knees. We can still turn this around.
Nope. Finish the job.
You steel your resolve and take another step closer to the princess. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can still make sure that she won't make it out of here either. Excuse me? What's this about not making it out of here
Yeah, I guess
alive?
this puny blade doesn't fucking cut it, my guy.
Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the
The
situation,
facts.
and honestly, it's a miracle anyone in this room is still standing right now. Can you not feel all those gashes and holes pulling you apart? If the princess doesn't do you in here, blood loss is certain to finish the job. You take another step forward, and the princess lunges towards you. The two of you enter one last exchange, a flurry of blade and claw and fleshy ribbons, and then you stop. Neither you nor princess able to go any further.
It's just
You
so
collapse on
sad
the
that I had a
ground,
whole knife and
the
she
princess
still killed
collapses
me.
beside you.
Had the
Blood
upper
pools
hand
around you
betrayed
both,
her,
and you watch
like,
each other
literally
fade away.
had the upper hand of surprise. But no. No. 20 million stabs later, and she's still good enough to rip my throat out.
After all this time alone, I thought I'd finally found a friend, but you were just another monster, weren't you?
Silence as the room starts to get fuzzy around you.
Well, I too was a monster, but apparently we're gonna die together.
You've
That
paid
could be
a
good.
terrible price, but you've saved us all. It's over.
If you think this is it, you're sorely mistaken. One way or another, I'll make sure you pay for this.
But you don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark, and you die.
As one does after being attacked by a ferocious wildcat that was, at one point, a princess. But yeah, sure.
The interior of the cabin is a mess of twisted roots. The walls a chaotic weave of knotted wood that, almost as if by accident, just happened to resemble a room. The floor is damp and earthy, and the only furniture of note is a slab of mud in the shape of a shelf, with a pristine blade perched on
Ah,
its
yes,
edge.
my blade.
The blade is your implement.
I will take the blade.
You take the... Well, if we're grabbing a weapon, we should probably keep it hidden behind our backs. She doesn't have to know we have
She
it.
will definitely know we have it.
That's not actually a bad idea.
We're not gonna worry about the mirror, but we are gonna enter we are gonna enter the basement. If you right-click, it opens the save and load menu. My
The
bad.
door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase dug into the muddy earth below. The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of tangled hair. The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here, only illuminating the edges of an opening below. It shines in the darkness like some kind of massive maw, waiting to swallow you up into the earth. The air smells of dirt and copper. It's thick and wet, as if your lungs are being coated in mud with each intake of breath. Her voice skitters up from below.
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs.
I don't think I'm that
Calm
nasty,
down.
but
Don't
fine.
be scared.
I feel like I probably
won't
bathe.
bite.
I'm not
But
nasty.
you are. You're a wretched little thing.
Fair.
I recognize that voice as easily as I recognized your nervous little footsteps coming up the path. I know who you are, and I remember what you've done.
She must have you confused with
Who
someone
else?
She seems friendly enough. Maybe we can talk our way out of this whole situation. You can't. Unless you slay her right away, she's going to break free and end the world. There's no reasoning with what she is. Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion.
Mm-hmm.
Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any big decisions?
Not this time around, my guy.
Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself talk? You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do with the princess. Fine. You're the boss.
Hello, we are back.
Thank you. You descend the basement steps, entering the dark room below. You can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall, her eyes bright and glaring from amid the thick roots.
And there you are, one hand tucked away behind your back, gripping that sharp, sharp blade, no doubt.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we are a little overzealous if we think she is so stupid as to not question a hand behind the back.
That's no fair. How would she know that?
What do you mean?
So, we've dropped the pretenses.
You have.
Good.
She's acting like the two of you already know each other. Oh, no. You've already been here, haven't you?
And you don't listen, do you?
That's pretty sharp. How'd you figure that one out? Call it deductive reasoning. Well, you seem to be great at it. Do you remember us then? Do you remember last time? No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it.
Thank God.
Don't waste time.
I don't need you a
fighting
part of
on
it.
something that's
Could you
clearly
imagine
true.
if this motherfucker could remember every time?
I'm just glad we could put all this behind us. Is it all behind us? Just focus on the task at hand. I don't care if you've been here before, and I don't care if you think you'll go somewhere else after this. My world is on the line right now, so I'd appreciate it if you would take this seriously and slay her. Let's chat her up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground where everyone's happy. Don't talk to her. You're just going to make things more difficult than they have to be.
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue.
Before all the voices I did, but now it's real hard to talk. There are so many voices. It's hard to narrate over so much narration. So after looking through all the options again just real fast, and seeing the ones I chose last time versus what I think I'm gonna do this time, I could do I Don't Trust You, Not Enough to Free You, and try to leave the basement. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go through with it, and I'm gonna say I'd like to be straightforward with you, and I'm going to kill you, essentially. Or, if that doesn't work, I'll just hit slay. But let's go for the I'm gonna kill you.
Do you think that being direct with your ill will frees you from its wickedness?
Not necessarily, but if we're gonna battle, we might as well have a true battle instead of me just stabbing you like last time, right? I mean, I can't trick you twice right now, and I'm not sure if I have to go to chapter 3 or if there's a different chapter 3. So let's try this.
Murder and betrayal are still murder and betrayal, whether you state your intentions or keep them hidden behind your back.
Yes, but the thing is, I want to tell you. In this option.
See,
in this case,
is
okay?
why we never tell people what we're actually thinking. She's just as mad, only now she's ready for us.
Maybe I'm looking for a fight, okay?
Still, better a violent fool than a plotting coward. Better for me, I mean.
As you close the distance, readying
Knives
your strike,
out, masks
the princess's
off.
chain
Directly
falls from
attack
her
a
wrist.
suspicious character.
She takes advantage of your split second of surprise and throws a fistful of dirt into your
Oh
eyes.
my god, you actually used a sand attack. Dale? Dale, is that you?
She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little... A woman after my own heart, really.
That's
It's a
fair.
shame we're playing opposite teams. This is why you couldn't just abandon her here. Left to her own devices, she would always find a way out. Now stop her.
But she can't find a way out. She can't leave the cabin without me.
You must have known I would be ready for you. Deep in your heart, you know the same things about me I know about you. We're both so very awful.
But we aren't, except this time we
As you brush
are.
the silt from your eyes, the princess tackles you, flattening you against the dirt floor.
We were always going to kill each other here, weren't we? I can't trust you, and you can't trust me, and those doubts spin and spin and spin into hate.
Yeah, hate, hate, hate.
She buries her teeth deep into your chest, tearing at... Great, she's distracted. In for
Oops.
a penny, right? Why not?
Oops, okay, apparently this is an opportunity.
As the princess rips meat from bone, you plunge your weapon into her unprotected back.
Ha, you bastard! Even face to face, you find a way to stab me in the back. I know you, and you're hideous. Absolutely wretched. Just like me.
Oof.
Maybe we are the same. So what? Throw her off us. Kick her in the shins.
Kick her in the
We don't have to
shins!
fight so dirty.
I mean, at this point, we might as
Of
well.
course we do. Fighting clean won't help us win. It takes a wretch to know a wretch, and we're all at the bottom of the barrel here. There's no point in pretending otherwise.
Exactly. I like the voice of the opportunist so much.
Are we? At the bottom of the barrel.
I mean, there might be another bottom of the barrel
We've
if
got
we
dirt in our
really
eyes and
want.
a chunk of us chewed out. If that's not the bottom of the barrel, what is?
And we've got a knife buried in a girl's back.
No arguments here. You're doing great. Keep playing dirty if that's what it takes.
Fantastic.
If
Stay
we
out of this
win,
then.
We won't be at the bottom anymore. We'll have climbed a little higher. And once we start climbing, well, who knows where we'll stop?
Exactly. If we don't stop killing here, maybe it'll be random
You'll
people.
stop right here if you keep daydreaming. Don't let yourself get distracted thinking about what comes after. None of us ever said we stopped fighting. What a low and vicious fight it is. Eyes gouged, skin scratched bloody, hair ripped and nails broken. Every rule there ever was in the book of honourable combat. Both you and the princess have broken a dozen times over. That's nice and all, but are we winning?
Yeah, are we winning? Am I winning, Dad?
Nobody's winning. I thought playing dirty was supposed to give you the upper hand, but I suppose that doesn't work if you both sink to the same lows. Still, at least you're not losing.
So, who's dying?
The princess cackles maniacally as the fracas continues. But behind her cackle, you hear the low groan of warping wood. Wait, what's going on? We're establishing a newer, better packing order. No, the groaning thing. Why is the wood making noise?
Good, it's good to question these things, because, how long have we been fighting?
Who cares about the groan? It's just a sound. Things make sounds all the time.
Yeah, but how long has it been
I
making
care
the
about
sound?
groan. Doesn't that mean something bad is happening? Oh, yes, well, I'm afraid that's the sound of the basement getting smaller.
No fucking way.
Do you hear that, you pathetic wretch? Those are the roots of the wild, and they're coming to choke the breath from your lungs and squeeze the life out of you.
Don't you mean the life out of us? You're here too.
Excuse me, what? You and the princess disengage for a brief moment, just long enough to get your bearings. Behind you, the basement door has been sealed over, thick roots barring your only exit from the dirt pit. And slowly, but very perceptibly, the roots are closing in on you both.
That's right. They're coming for you. And they won't stop until there's nothing left down here but them.
What about you? They'll crush you just as easily.
As long as you suffer while you die, I'll gladly suffer with you. Especially if I get to see it happen.
Damn, that's brutal, man. That's some G-type shit. Holy
Anyone?
shit.
I can't believe she'd kill us both, just to spite me.
That's wild.
See? This is exactly why you've been tasked to slay her. She's an antisocial monster who
Well-
gladly burn the whole world for her satisfaction.
I don't think she had a choice on the anti-social matter, but okay. You can be rude, I guess.
The roots grow ever closer. We know. We can see them.
Okay. Let's do it. We're going to go out
You
fighting.
attack the princess once more, and once more the two of you fall into a vicious brawl.
We're gonna
The
continue
basement
this.
continues to shrink as you fight, but neither of you pay it any more mind. Not until it's too late. The roots twist around you both, binding your limbs and rendering you helpless. As your fates close in, all you can do is watch her, and all she can do is watch you. At first it's almost gentle. The two of you lifted delicately off the ground. But the cradle of the growing roots soon gives way to tightness, and that tightness gives way to bulging pressure as they begin to constrict.
Oh shit, is this gonna be a bad one? Okay. Oof.
The sound of creaking wood is drowned out by the snaps and pops of your bones.
Damn.
Pain flooding your senses as you feel your skin deform, being shaped unnaturally by the living basement. Tears well up in the princess's eyes, her own bones splintering and flesh swelling with trapped blood. But still, she smiles through it all.
She is so fucking cool. I love the princess, so having to do like the death ones is a little bit like for me because I just want to save her.
I can't wait to do this again. You wretched little thing. I hate you, but I wouldn't have it any other way.
Same, I guess, in this iteration.
The pressure is unbearable. You can't breathe, your vision swimming with red, your head pounding as everything tightens.
This is probably one of the worst ways to die, honestly. The drowning isn't even as bad as this.
And then you pop.
Ah,
Everything goes dark.
death by pop.
And you
Great.
die.
Hate it. Yes! Okay, there's a chapter 3 and I don't have to go to the Thorns ending. Let's do it.
We
Oh.
are a path in the woods. We have no beginning, and we have no end. But something cold and unnatural sits watching us from just beyond our edge.
Whoa. What? Okay, we became part of the woods?
His gaze pushes against our borders, curling them in on themselves, preventing them from stretching to the places they need to reach.
No, that's all wrong. You're not a path in the woods, you're on a path in the woods. Who's even saying that?
None of your business.
That's not the princess, is it? Oh no. How many times have you been here?
Too many, go away.
I think this is our third? That's bad. That's very, very bad. It wasn't even supposed to reach 2. If you're at 3, well, no wonder things aren't the way they're supposed to be. Let's get our facts straight. What happened last time? What could you have possibly done for things to be like this?
I went out in a valiant battle of death.
The thing that sits beyond our edge speaks his logic into us. He tries to grasp at things that cannot be grasped. He tries to stare with wide pupils at that which can only be held from the corner of the eye or with a passing glance.
Oh good, you speak in riddles too.
Shut up.
Oh.
The rest of you, talk. What happened? What did you do?
You shut up.
Sure, there's no reason to keep secrets. Someone decided to go in guns blazing last time, and that someone got us killed. And what should we have done? Let you draw things out with all that conniving? Everyone knows a straight fight is best. It's honest. There's no need to bicker about it. I wasn't trying to start anything. I don't mind what happened to us. I kind of like it now that we aren't actively being crushed.
That's true, the crushing is over and I feel like that's pretty chill. Also, we might be a treat. That's
Yeah.
kind of cool.
Now that you mention it, this isn't so bad.
Better than
And
the
it's
yarn
not like
ending.
the fight is what killed us anyway. It was the cabin. No point worrying about who charged who when that place ground us all into paste in the end. The princess included.
It was a fitting end. I'm sorry if it hurt, but doesn't this make it all seem so small?
So we're not
see.
mad at each other?
So the cabin ground you into paste, and now you're convinced you're stuck together. What a mess.
I'm pretty sure we are stuck together.
He doesn't understand. We aren't convinced of anything, and we aren't stuck together. We're one. This is how we're supposed to be. Can't you feel it?
I guess. I mean, I would like a slightly better view, but I can't complain too much. This thing watching us, what is he? Ooh, I get a question about the narrator. Yes, yes, please.
I'm not watching you, I'm trying to help you.
No, you're watching and trying to create a world that you want.
That's not an answer to our question.
It's not.
I don't know what he is. I only know that he is something other.
He's technically like a
and that he
raven, and I
wishes
don't know
for you
why.
and I to tear ourselves apart.
True.
I do want that, but only because it's in your best interests. It's in everyone's best interests. You won't be able to slay her unless you remove yourself from her.
He wants us to kill each other.
I knew you wanted me dead, Mr. Narrator. I knew it.
I don't. I want you to kill her. Don't be charmed by her faux solidarity. You're not in this together.
Oh my guy, we've been in it together since the beginning. You are the one that's been out of it.
She's the only one who poses a threat to the world, and she's trying to make you go along with it. You don't have to enable her, especially when you have what it takes to stop her.
So, like, is there an ending where I can kill the narrator? Because I'm super down for that. Unless that's the mirror thing I did last time where I shattered the mirror. He doesn't seem that dead, though. I want, like, a finite death where I get to see the narrator and I get to, like, stab him with my knife. You know what I'm saying? I feel the pressure of the outside pushing in on us. What are we supposed to do about it?
Back. It may feel like he's everywhere, but presence isn't strength. Otherwise, he would have torn us apart by now. There must be a crack in the walls of this prison. There must be a way for us to be free from him.
She's trying to use you. After everything she's done, you should be able to see that.
Man, if you could see it all, you'd probably side with me too, Mr. Narrator, but unfortunately your mind gets wiped clean every time, because you're a different you every time.
Felt.
Explore. Remember how it felt. Turn inward and find your freedom. I'm gonna turn inward and find my freedom. Embrace your transformation, a glimpse of something bigger.
You fall inward, into a network of connections too vast for your mind to occupy. Are you a path in the woods? Are you a body? Can you even grasp the fuzziest edges of the shapes that confine you?
We can change to fill them together.
We don't need to be everywhere at once, just in the right place at the right time.
Is that what we're looking for?
You'd do best to remember that some wounds will never heal. Some rifts can never be mended. Even in rebirth, some things never come back the same.
That's what I'm looking for.
What is he going on about? What does he know about us?
What does he not want us to know about him?
He can't make us quit, no matter how much he tries. He knows that talking's all he can do. Of course he's gonna try and confuse us. You aren't whole. You'll never be whole again. This struggle is meaningless. Whatever you think you're doing, you will fall apart.
We don't need to be made whole. All we need to do is find a single corner of his cage and break it.
Ooh, I like this answer. There is a place you need to be. You just need to find it. Let's find it.
You stretch and search and stretch and search, growing as you decay and decaying as you grow. As you strain beyond your limits, the ground around you becomes dry and unstable and crumbles into nothing beneath you.
Phenomenal.
This place will fall apart before you find its end.
I'm not looking for its end. I'm looking for you. What do you not get?
Whatever it is you think you're doing is impossible. All the more reason to keep trying. Come on, we aren't tired yet.
Damn straight I'm not tired.
That's right, I know a loser when I see one.
Agreed.
Call his bluff.
Call his bluff. He's nervous. We got our man sweating over here.
Together for a little while longer, so long as you trust me.
I trust you.
You won't find anything. If I have to starve you, if I have to sacrifice my world to keep the princess at bay, I'll do it.
What are you so scared of? Hello? But you find something. It's cold and smooth and gently buckles, then cracks under the pressure of your consciousness, flattening against it.
Don't move an inch. Don't grow another blade of grass or harvest the remains of another dying creature so you can expand just that much further. Stop all of this. Right now.
Never.
I think it's too late for that, mate.
I'm at your side. Shatter it and free us all.
Sounds good.
No, stop!
No. But his pleas disappear at the sound of breaking glass. For a moment, you and she gaze through the tiniest hole in the world at the place you need to be. Ah, the ending. Yes.
Job well done, team. Just like I'd planned. Oh, can it? This was all of us, fighting as one.
Is this what he kept from us? Is this why he made us kill each other?
To keep this world to himself?
It's beautiful.
And then it's gone. Because of course it would be, because you can't have that till the end.
Where did it go? Why is everything so cold?
I'm sorry, we tried. What will the hands even take? Have we grown? You've grown! Huzzah! We've grown. What do you think the hands have since it didn't look like it took the princess? I guess we are the prince. We're all... Oh, it's just a treat. Approach her.
Flickering lights and empty cityscapes become pockets whenever you are ready.
Okay. Do you have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one is like a shadow of me, twisting vines in search of answers. She will make for a curious heart.
I love this one. This is super cool.
Do not mourn her. She has found what she yearned for.
I'm so happy that, like, this iteration got a glimpse of freedom at least. I don't like where this hand is, though. Could we move the hand? That hand's suspiciously in a place where I feel like it shouldn't be. So we're gonna leave because I don't have much of anything to ask you. I'm ready to go back.
I await your... We will meet again.
We will meet again. Everything goes dark and you die. As one does. An endless vessel. Bring the network wild to her. Phenomenal. Okay. That's gonna do it for this episode of Slay the Princess. That ending was super cool. That was a super dope ending. I'm super glad we went and did that. The alternative ending is also great. It's, in my personal opinion, one of the happier ends you can get in one of these cycles of death and life and rebirth and whatnot. But you do have to stab her and then help her and then help her again. So, if you want that, if you get to some thorns, you're on the right path. But next time, we're gonna see if we can get another killing ending, some kind of death ending. I want this vessel to be filled with iterations that have not been the best necessarily, so that when I go to slay her, hopefully I have the quote-unquote worst ending I can get. I'm playing it kind of almost Undertale style, where I want to do all of the better paths first, and then all of the lesser paths second, essentially a genocide-esque run. I don't even know if that's 100% possible, so we'll see what happens. But thank you all for coming out. I really appreciate it. As always, I'll catch you all in the next episode. Later!